What's poppin', guys? This is House Cat MMA, and right now I'm going to be going over some MMA news, mainly to do with UFC 324. But before I get into all that, if you would just take a second to like and subscribe, that'll be the coolest thing you've done all day. I just about guarantee it. So, yeah, Alexa Grasso and Rose Namajunas, that's no longer a thing. It will instead be Natalia Silva versus Rose Namajunas, be on account of Alexa Grasso broke her leg in training some way, somehow. I liked Rose's chances against Grasso better than I like her chances against Silva. I think it's Silva's time. Silva's 7-0 in the UFC. She is, I want to say she's 18-2-1 in her last 21. And she's a young gal at 28. I think she's going to get shit done. I don't know if she'll be the one to beat Shevchenko for the belt, but if anybody's going to be able to do that, it's her. And plus, she's coming off a win against Alexa Grasso, and that's just factual. Now, also, we got another fight added to UFC 324, and that'll be Alex Perez versus Charles Johnson. I really kind of hope Perez wins this fight because, well, I like Johnson better than I like Perez. But if Perez loses, that will make him 1-6 in his last 7. And if you're 1-6 in your last 7, and it goes 0-1, 0-2, 0-3, 1-3, 1-4, 1-5, 1-6, chances are you're going to get cut. There's less of a chance of it him being a flyweight and all. But if he loses, there's a very good chance he might get cut. And I don't want to see that young man get cut. So I hope he finds a way to beat Charles Johnson. But if I'm a betting man, I'm betting on Charles Johnson. I find Johnson to be bigger, cooler, stronger, better physique. And I think he'll probably win a decision. Because Perez is tough. Both these young men are tough. Now, also, we got Henry Cejudo. He'll be fighting Peyton Talbot come this weekend, and he did a bit of a media scrum, basically just saying, well, he's just being a super cool guy, just talking about eye pokes and how he's got a red spot in his eye because of the poke against Song Yao Dong. And he kind of went in a little bit on how the UFC needs to man up, Dana White needs to man up, the Nevada State Athletic Commission needs to man up just due to eye pokes. I guess he's just saying there needs to be more stringent consequences, for poking folks in the eye, which, I agree. Eye pokes are kind of a new thing. John Jones was a bit of a trendsetter for that. Because before, like 10 plus years ago, folks got poked in the eye. It did happen. I mean, ask Asuero Silva. But it just seems like, and I don't think guys, I'll give guys the benefit of the doubt. I don't think most of them are meaning to do it, or maybe they are. I don't know. I just think there's just kind of a new style of striking now. Well, guys are pawing more like this, where I think guys used to paw more like this. That's why Jones is a trendsetter, because he started doing that number. I don't know. But it's getting to be an issue, and yeah, maybe there should be an automatic point deduction if somebody pokes somebody in the eye. I don't think it should be like an immediate DQ or nothing. I think that'd be kind of stupid. But yeah, immediate point deduction, I can get behind that, only because it's been such an issue before. Two okay point deduction, maybe even 3 point deduction. But like 10, 12 years ago, okay, but it's such a problem now. It kind of needs to stop. It's ruined a number of good fights in 2025. Now, we also got Eddie Alvarez, just kind of having an opinion on things. Just basically talking about Arman Saruki and him getting kind of fucked out of a title shot. Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje being a thing, as opposed to Saruki and fighting somebody for the interim title, whether it be Gaethje or Paddy. And Alvarez just kind of said, I mean, shit. Fans just don't really get excited about Sarukian. Fans don't necessarily care if you win. I mean, they do, but they mainly care who you are. They mainly care how exciting you are. And he was saying how Sarukian's just being used as a card filler. And the fact that there's so many good guys in the lightweight division, you can kind of use a guy like Sarukian as a card filler, and people want to see it, but he's at a level right here, and he's not over here. Patty's over here, Gaethje's probably up here. So I mean, but guys like that, guys like Sarukian who are very good, but they just don't get fans excited. They end up getting their title shot, but it usually takes one in about 10, 11 straight. And Alvarez was kind of going into personal experience he had with that, just talking about how when he beat Pettis, when he kind of wallered Pettis against the cage and sometimes on the ground for 15 minutes, he asked Joe Silva for a title shot, and Joe Silva kind of like laughed and said some out-of-the-way shit to Alvarez and kind of embarrassed Alvarez in front of some of the UFC brass, and how Alvarez didn't like it. But he's talking about, like, looking back on it, he kind of, he's a dick about it, but he's kind of right. Like, he just didn't get fans excited. And, he kind of, was like, all right. And then he ended up having more of an exciting style after that, because he swung for the fences and knocked Dos Anjos out. And then he had a bit of a scrap against Poirier twice. And he had a scrap against Justin Gaethje, and knocked Justin Gaethje out. So, I mean, yeah, you just kind of, if you want title shots quick, you kind of got to you kind of got to fight like you're in a damn, sometimes you got to fight like you're in a bar, and god damn it, it's the last call. You just got to have that dog in you. I'm talking about that dog. Got to have that dog in you. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have on that. I'm excited about this weekend. Some pretty good fights this weekend. This is Housegate MMA, and I'll catch y'all later.